Hey everybody, Knight's Edge here. Got a little disassembly video now of the Kizer Begleiter. Gonna take this thing apart, clean it, put it back together, see what it looks like after we're done. Hopefully it'll help the action a little bit. Action's not too bad really. I just wanted to go ahead and finish the process of it because I put a new tip on here. You can actually see it right there. Kind of proud of that. I had the tip was broke off whenever I did the review of it, which that'll be the first thing that I post will be the review with the tip broken off. But after that, I took a Dremel and sharpened it up, knocked it, evened it out, and used the TS Prof to sharpen it up, which that was kind of like 100% of a existential nightmare right there. That was a hell of a process, for sure. Worst experience I've ever had with a TS Prof anyway. Trying to sharpen a knife up, that's not really a testament to the system itself, more along the lines of a reflection of the user. So anyway, figured I'd go ahead and the last thing I can do for this knife while I've got it sitting here on my bench is to kind of take it apart and make sure it's cleaned up really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And if I remember right, got T6s on the body screws. So I'll go ahead and take those loose first. I'll start on this side. So one thing that went wrong with the TS Prof was the actual, put that over there, the actual little bit that the set screw that holds the slide bar in. That's what I call it anyway. I'm sure that's not the correct name for it. The little set screw was stripped out. I stripped it out whenever I tried to move it to put the KME stone inside of it. And it was a T6, which was kind of funny to me, I guess. My own little inside joke there. T6 bits, I've always had issues with them. I know a lot of people have. They just tend to strip out a lot easier. Smaller the Torx bit, the easier it strips out. You know, that's pretty much the bottom line when you're dealing with Torx bits. Smaller it is, the less pressure it takes to kind of round it out and strip it. I'll go ahead and loosen the pivot there. Now, I've never taken this one apart before, so how smoothly it goes, I guess, depends on, or I guess the better way of saying that is, depending on how smooth it goes, I might actually time lapse this. So, anyway, took those out. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pop that off of there. That's one handle scale. I get a little bit of use out of this one. This is one of my buddy at work's knives. He kind of gave to me to see if I could fix the tip and maybe sharpen it a little bit. I figured I'd go ahead and clean it and disassemble it, clean it, make sure everything was in order and kind of working at the best condition. You know, I'd like to do that with every knife really that I take in for sharpening. Sometimes I don't have time, sometimes I do. With this one I do. So take that off of there. Phosphor bronze washer on that side. And on the other side, kind of a sandwich deal going on the back side. Phosphor bronze, Teflon, phosphor bronze. Huh. Well, take a little alcohol wipe. I clean those off good individually. And this little Teflon washer is super duper thin. First time I've actually encountered that. I mean, I've taken a fair amount of knives apart, to clean them and stuff, but never ran into that before. So we'll go ahead, take the alcohol wipes, kind of wipe down all this dirt and gunk, get everything out of the way here of the path of the knife when it's moving around. Clean the inside of the scales off. Alcohol wipes are usually a pretty good bet for cleaning the inside of a knife. You know, alcohol evaporates, so you won't have anything lingering that can kind of collect gunk, you know. So that's a good thing. That little one fell off. Okay, so I didn't see that. That came off of the other side. Same deal. Phosphor bronze washer, Teflon washer. Go ahead and get another alcohol wipe. Phosphor bronze washer with a Teflon, 2 phosphor bronze washers with a Teflon washer sandwiched between them. Go ahead and take that, clean all this gunk off of here. And KPL, the same people that makes Knife Shield and the pivot lube that I use, also makes these little deals. I actually got a pack here I can show you. Ultra micro 1mm knife care swabs, little teeny tiny things, smaller than a Q-tip. They can get in like little detent ball holes and little small spaces to kind of get gunk and dirt out. Helps a lot whenever you disassemble and clean knives on a regular basis. Good little thing to have. You can get them on Amazon, I believe. So clean this other side off. Got a little bit of rust on it. It's not hurting anything. Alright. So, got everything cleaned up for the most part. Clean that little bit off there. So we'll go ahead and start putting this thing back together. I like to take a little bit of this KPL, just a little bit, which that's actually too much, but doesn't take much at all. And kind of put it everywhere along the tracks and stuff that that the blade's gonna be moving on. All right. I believe that was the over travel stop, right? I think that's where that goes. If it's not, you guys are probably sitting there laughing at me. Anyway, go ahead and take the other little set of washers. A little bit of KPL right there. Small amount right there. You don't want to flood it with the stuff. Like what I've put on there is actually probably a little too much. The more you put on there, the more it's likely to draw in gunk and dirt, you know. But it definitely helps with the action and stuff whenever you put some lube on it. That's what she said. Well, I can't get those little rust spots all the way off. It's kind of bugging me. Alright. Put the scale back on. And, where is it at? Blue Loctite. I think I've covered this before on this channel with the last disassembly, but you want to use blue Loctite. Blue Loctite, not red Loctite, but blue Loctite. Only time you use red Loctite is whenever you're not planning on ever taking apart the thing that you're Loctiting again. So red is kind of a pain in the ass whenever you're taking a knife apart. One body screw there. Alright. Take the pivot screw, which is a T8. Doing these disassembly videos, you really find out what you can talk about. And what I mean by that is every time I've watched one that Shabazz did, and Nick Shabazz is like a genius as far as folder disassembly, where I learned essentially everything I know as far as disassembling folding knives is from Shabazz. Just makes it seem so easy as he's putting his knife back together and kind of troubleshooting while he's talking, but keeping the flow of the video going. Which hopefully I'm not boring you guys too much. Swap over to the T6. Tighten that down, but not all the way. Get that decently snug, but not too tight. Alright, put the pocket clip back on. Put a little bit of blue Loctite on there. Just a touch. Doesn't take much with a Loctite. Just a little bit. A little bit does it. Alright. Screw that back on. Screw that one back on. I like this little stubby Weeha driver. Works pretty good. Alright, now, do I have... No. Yeah, no, that is way too tight. So, I have to adjust the pivot a little bit, loosen it. Now that's loose enough to flick. But is it centered? Blade play, a little bit of blade play. Sometimes you gotta play with these pivot screws to make them just how you want them. You want to make sure it's centered up pretty good. I'm just looking at it now. Looks like it's a little bit off center there. You want to make sure it's centered up good and there's no blade play. Left, down, upper, right. Now, one thing that I learned from a couple different YouTubers actually is you can take a small piece of paper or something and kind of wedge it. See how it's off center going this way? So take a piece of, this is just a piece of the alcohol wipe actually. Take it, just something to where it holds it over like that. All right, loosen the pivot screw up. Tighten it back up, snug. And open and close it. And that took away the off-centeredness of it. So it's almost, it seems like it's not perfectly centered though. Maybe it is and I'm just not looking at it right. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty centered. Blade play, no. Alright. Make sure that pivot's tight. Yep. Alright. This thing's good to go, y'all. Thanks for watching. This is a Kizer Begleiter, by the way. Pretty sure I mentioned that, but I might not have. That's a Kizer Begleiter. This has been kind of like a little disassembly video. This is a good little everyday carry knife. A lot of cutting edge there, low profile, great little knife. Pick it up on Knife Center, Amazon, a lot of different places. But anyway, that's that. So thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. I appreciate everyone and hope you guys have a good rest of your day.